Hello, this is Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. In this stream I'm going to be doing part 17 of the walkthrough of mine for Grand Theft Auto 3 the Definitive Edition. And in this part I will be focusing on the Shoreside Vale import/export. And unlike Portland, there's just one of the important exports, whereas Portland had like the emergency vehicles and like industrial, and this one has like residential or something like that. But yeah, starting off, I know I'll be going for the Sentinel actually. And luckily I got a pretty sporty vehicle here because they don't tend to spawn the greatest in this area. But I'll go over to at least one park location for the Sentinel, the regular Sentinel, which I believe I checked at the garage before starting the stream. That's the first one I'll be doing. And obviously not the Mafia Sentinel, but the Civilian Sentinel. But I'll show where the garage is, I suppose, first. Wow, nice topo. But yeah, this is where the garage is, like, a little bit north of that paint and spray here, essentially, is where it's at. And yeah, this part I should be getting one of the like social club achievement like trophies in this game for this definitive edition. What stunt jump did I think get there or what? Don't remember being there for that long, but okay. Yeah, I believe this is a spawn for the Sentinel here. But yeah, there's a few different park locations for the Sentinel. But yeah, Sentinel is generally found in traffic apparently for all like business districts and whatnot, so you could probably find it driving around pretty easily in like all the 3 different areas. But yeah, for the walkthrough, I want to kind of mainly focus on park locations, which are more reliable than randomly finding them throughout the street. But yeah, a location for the Sentinel in Portland that is parked is apparently in the St. Mark's area, right outside of Marco's Bistro or whatever in St. Mark's. Apparently has a parked Sentinel. But yeah, obviously by the time of getting the Shoreside Vale, which you need obviously pretty much to get to the import and export in the first place, by that point the Mafia is basically hostile to Leones. But yeah, because of that, I don't really think that's a good one to go for. There's a couple apparently that are parked in Staunton. The Staunton Island LCPD HQ parking lot over here in this like block here, and that apparently has a Sentinel parked as well. And apparently there's also one parked at like Henji's Casino, about like Yakuza icon over here and whatnot. But the one parked in Shoreside is in the Francis International Airport where I'm at right now. That's a couple to few spawn locations for the Sentinel, and it's locked somehow. What? I punched the door off, that'd be nice. Maybe not if it's locked then, I guess. Weird. I guess the Sentinel of all things really locked. Like, you would think it would be like a supercar that tends to want to be locked. Okay. Failed out like Infernus, for example, is never locked, but yeah. Might just have to go back to that one for a moment. I guess I'll go up here. and drive back over there, see if it's somehow unlocked. Maybe that was a Sentinel, not the most sure there. Watch it would be locked again though. Okay, there, this time it's not locked. But yeah, that's the Sentinel, that's the Francis International Airport location. Yeah, that's Sentinel complete. Next is going to be the Cheetah, which is one of the very sporty vehicles in the game. And yeah, Cheetah, at least in like Shoreside and most of Staunton, I imagine you can find a Cheetah probably pretty easily in the street whenever it wants to spawn. Sporty vehicles aren't the most common, but they do still spawn kind of reliably, at least in Shoreside and Staunton, the later two islands of the game. Especially in Staunton, I would say would be probably the one that would have it, if you're going to find it across the street. I have to see if there's any parked locations, because I want to show off as much parked locations as possible. Because parked locations are obviously more reliable than finding them throughout the street. Because finding them on the street would require kind of having luck and whatnot. So I'll look into the Cheetah, see if there's any parked locations I can go over. Of course, I'll visit one of them, and if there's any other parked ones, I'll probably try to describe it, obviously. There's apparently one in the Cartel Mansion, apparently. But yeah, Cartel Mansion is basically where like the final mission is, so I don't know if you can really get that one much aside for in the final, like after the final mission. But this location does have a Cheetah, apparently in the Cartel Mansion. Okay, there's also apparently a parked one in the airport as well. Where I got the Sentinel, obviously, so I'll see if there is a parked Cheetah in the airport. I'm not sure if you can really go in the Cartel Mansion until like after you beat the final mission though. So I don't know if that first one I went over would be the most reliable. Okay, maybe there's ever a parking lot somewhere or something, I don't know, because I definitely don't see a Cheetah in this one. It's definitely gonna have a parking lot, I imagine. Yeah, it's just up some stairs and whatnot. Is there parking inside the airport, like the actual airport, I wonder? No, it's at across the fire station and I didn't have one. So maybe it doesn't always spawn, but maybe sometimes it will. Not for me, though. I'm not getting a Cheetah in this parking lot. Alright, a lot of the park locations for the Cheetah do not seem that reliable, but yeah. Sounds like it's possible for it to appear in this parking lot as well, but at least a couple times going there for me and didn't spawn, so it's not the most reliable. And again, I brought up the one in like the cartel mansion, but again, that might be most efficient with already having the last mission completed. So yeah, obviously I would probably at that point just recommend finding it on the streets. That's probably what I'll do here. This should be it. Alright, next is the Banshee, and I think I already maybe know a couple park locations, maybe one per city. But yeah, Banshee, again, you can easily find that one around the streets in Shoreside and Staunton whenever it wants to spawn. I want some sort of sporty vehicle here. It doesn't matter to me if it's a Banshee or not. I'm still going to show at least one park location. Stinger, come on, man. Or Stinger, man. Shit. Yeah, this one's probably required for later, but I'm also just using it to Banshee. Which, yeah, the one for Shoreside that I know of, I think, is in like the upper half of Shoreside here. I've shown it off when doing like the payphone missions here. I believe I would get the Banshee there because it's a pretty easy vehicle, especially because I feel a lot of sporty vehicles don't tend to spawn in this section. But yeah, a pretty reliable Banshee spawn, at least for Shoreside, is over here. This is a very good spawn, in my opinion, for the Banshee, especially being in the same island. It's not a far drive, I would say, from the garage needed to go to. I believe in Staunton there might be one that spawns kind of around where you get Osuka's first set of missions. I think kind of near like the bottom here somewhere or something. There might be a Banshee. I don't know if it's much of a guarantee, but I think I've seen one kind of by the stock here or something like that, if I recall. That might be a park location. I know a parked one in Portland is in the like car showroom. That's like kind of the easiest accessible sporty vehicle in Portland in this car dealership. That's a possible spawn with the Banshee as well, and that one's highly guaranteed as well. So the best couple spawns are probably in Portland and Shoreside for parked ones. Or obviously if you have luck and get it to spawn, of course, in the free mode, and that's obviously really good. I definitely want to shake this one level off before delivering this one. Hopefully I can lose this pretty easily here. Alright, good, I lost it there. Alright, next one will be to Idaho. And that one's not a very sporty vehicle. But yeah, Idaho, again, that one can probably be easily found on the streets. I feel for all three islands, you can probably easily find Idaho across the streets. I don't feel that one's a super rare spawn or anything, as long as they're in like the right areas. This could be one here, but I still want to see if there's a parked one. Okay, now this is Esperanto, which might be required later. But yeah, Idaho. Apparently there's a parked Idaho and Kenji's Casino that can spawn going off of like the importing and exporting page or whatever on the GTA Wiki. And yeah, I mainly only care to show off like or mention one parked spawn, obviously. So I'll probably just do that one. So yeah, this is Esperanto, which is kind of a similar vehicle I believe to Idaho, at least look-wise. But yeah, I'll probably get a sporty vehicle here so we can get there faster. Hey, I'm not gonna be flying the Dodo Cross Islands. I only did that because of the Portland one, obviously. Plus, I really wanted to show off that ghost town, which I managed to do after many attempts or whatever. Yeah, I was either Idaho or maybe another Esperanto, one of those two, I'm imagining. Alright, this should be it. Okay, Kenji's Casino has an Idaho here, and that seems to spawn pretty reliably. Alright, next one is the Infernus. I know that one definitely spawns pretty much guaranteed at the airport again, like the Sentinel did. Except I don't know if that one can be locked as well. I don't know if I've ever had a time where that Infernus at the airport is actually locked. I feel most times that one is not. And yet, being in Shoreside, I think that's the one parked one I'll show off, obviously. And again, in like Staunton, Shoreside, the later two islands, you could probably kind of easily find it through the streets. If you don't want to go to a parked one, obviously. Like, there's one right there, for example. Again, I don't really feel I even did a jump there, but okay. But yeah, in this one parking spot here, there's pretty much always an Infernus that spawns here. I just let the whole thing go off here. Don't want to have to worry about losing one level necessarily. Alright, next one is a taxi. I think I remember seeing one parked around the airport earlier in the stream, even. Not like outside the stream, I mean. But I think later in the stream I noticed one parked at the airport. But yeah, taxi can pretty much find pretty much driving everywhere in the city in this game for sure, I would say. So a taxi should not be a hard one to find whatsoever for those that might want to find on the street, but I'm going to see if I can find a park location, obviously, because those are just generally more reliable. See, I haven't seen one here since delivering that vehicle, for example. And yeah, this house genuinely seems like faster to do than the other one, than the other Portland, like, civilian one. The emergency one was pretty fast, and so was this one, I would say. But yeah. Again, this regular taxi from earlier pretty much is here, but yeah. And from the airport, you can easily find taxis. The regular taxi, not to be confused with the cabbie, which I think is another one that is required. But definitely the longest one, I would say, would probably be that industrial one that I did in the later end of the previous stream between the free import and exporting missions. Alright, next will be the Karuma. I think I remember one parked in Portland, for example. That's the one I tend to remember the most, but yeah. Karuma, I imagine you can easily find that driving, like, all throughout the city, not just in, like, very particular areas and whatnot. But yeah, Karuma should be a pretty easy one, I imagine, to find throughout the city. between all three of the city. Like three parts of them, obviously. Okay, I'll take this Cheetah here for now. And yeah, there's one right there, but like I mentioned, I am trying to show off some park locations so that people don't have to rely on like the randomness of the vehicles that spawn on the streets. Because honestly, it could be all luck based on certain times. And like I said, Karuma is pretty easy fun on the streets anyways. I just kind of like the feeling of going to park locations. That's kind of how I like to do it. Like, yeah, it's lower, but I feel it makes the import and exporting more meaningful going to park locations. But yeah, basically where I did the like import and exports from the previous part of walkthrough seems to have a pretty reliable Karuma spawn. Yeah, this one basically always reliably spawns in this parking spot here. Like, yeah, it's all the way in Portland, but I don't really care as long as it's a guaranteed spawn location. And yeah, obviously for those that want any other like parking spots I don't go over, obviously there's like the GTA Wiki and stuff like that. Of course. Okay, go. That one's aimed for later, but obviously I'm delivering this one, so it wouldn't be too useful anyways. At the moment. Yeah, I was hoping to be able to push them down into the water there. Or not actually push them, but like touch them and then they literally drive themselves into the water for some reason. Alright, yeah, next one's the stretch. And yeah, I feel the stretch limo is probably going to be one of the harder ones in this list, I imagine. Not that much of them are even that hard, I'd say, in this particular list, but yeah. It's probably only a couple that are going to be more difficult to get, I imagine, in the rest. Whereas, like, some of the industrial ones and, like, emergency ones, those ones have more rare ones, in my opinion. But first, I'll see if there's a, like, parked location for the stretch. If there's not, then that might revolve around the randomness of its spy on the streets. And yeah, obviously, there's certain missions that have the stretch that could be used for benefit, obviously. Gotta get to the park locations and stuff like that on the GTA wiki, so that's why I'm paused here for a bit. Alright. Yeah. The stretch is mainly a mission vehicle, and then it also, like, spawns on the streets, but it doesn't really seem to be a parked vehicle for the stretch. So yeah, the stretch is going to require a bit of hunting down, it looks like. But yeah, you can find the stretch driving around in very, like, certain parts of Shoreside Vale. But yeah, the better area would definitely be Staunton, I imagine, obviously, for finding the stretch limo in the game. And yeah, there's a couple missions, like, Salvatore's called a median, like, chaperone that has, like, limos. I think the chaperone one's only in color, though I think there's obviously a way to get the one that I kind of showed off in, like, part 1 or 2 of the walkthrough for the all-proof limo, whatever. Yeah, here's one. I got pretty lucky here. And like I mentioned, I don't think there's really much of a parked location, so I'm just doing this one on the street here. So I looked on the wiki, it doesn't say there's really any parked locations for this game at least. Alright, let's half the list in a little over 30 minutes. Of course, if you go for ones on the streets only, for the most part, you could probably complete this list faster than me, obviously, but yeah. I'm mainly trying to show more reliable locations for, like, parked spawns and whatnot. And of course, I got a 1 level there. Kind of risk delivering it here. Alright, I lost it. Nice. But I mean, let's have the list already here. Yep. Alright, next one is the Perennial. And yeah, Perennial, I know I already like saw it kind of in the same like garage area. It's probably a pretty common area. It's probably a pretty common vehicle spawn for all 3 cities, I imagine, for the Perennial. I don't feel there's one city I can think of that doesn't have the Perennial and that spawns pretty easily. Alright, I guess again the Portland Harbor, like with the Karuma, has the Perennial, so yeah. That same parking lot I showed off earlier with the Karuma does have the Perennial, and yeah, the Perennial is pretty common, as right here. I'm just gonna steal this one. So I already showed off that exact location, as I mentioned. Not really, wow, they're going in there. Really, man? Wow. Wow, man, this is annoying. How does that fucking work? What? The popos, man. Guess I really should have lost that 1 level, and I'm like, fuck this game, man. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's another fucking Perennial one that wants to spawn in them. Could I at least open a garage maybe with the land stalker, but man, this is getting annoying, man. I don't want to go too far because I want something glitching up here or something just because it's damn popo and then driving there. Of course, course, no Perennial wants to spawn now. Oh my god, this is irritating. Can't a Perennial in particular just spawn, man, like, come on. So I'm worried that the game might glitch up or something and this stupid fucking Perennial manages to get delivered off screen or something. Seriously, what's this Popo, man? Like, fuck. Perennial, come on, Perennial. Like, I want another damn Perennial. I don't want to be opening the garage with something fucking else. Forget it at this point. I'm just gonna steal something that can open the damn garage in at this point. I've been around here a good few times now, and it doesn't want to spawn another fucking one. Alright, cabby. I lost it somehow now. Alright, what happened to the Perennial though, I wonder. Alright, just better close this fucking time. Alright, there's the Perennial. Alright, next I need the Stinger, which is one of those sporty vehicles. It's basically similar looking to the Banshee, but if it doesn't have a stripe, it's pretty much always the Stinger. If it has like the racing stripe, then it's always pretty much the Banshee. They gotta find on the GTA wiki here. Alright, it's parked in a Liberty Tree parking lot. I don't entirely know exactly where that is. I don't think, at least. So I'm gonna go on the GTA Wiki Stinger page for a more detailed location or something. The one in the Liberty Tree might be a mission only one for a parked location. But yeah, you can find Stingers through the Vigilante side mission. It's parked by the mansion. It's parked by a mansion garage in that Cedar Grove area, where the final mission basically starts. But yeah, that one's probably not too reliable until the final mission is completed. There's one close to Bedford Point. Somewhere in Bedford Point has a parked one for the Stinger. Which actually is kind of the most reliable parked location. Parked in the back lot car park on Southwestern most block in Bedford Point. Southwest. Alright, so yeah, looking this way. Probably go like over there or something. Yeah, and it's required, obviously, but yeah, I'm going in the game order. I only got this, obviously, because I needed to be able to open the garage and get that damn Perennial. Two vehicles are just mixed in together there. What the actual hell? Right in front is here. I'll steal this so I can get through quicker. Alright, good, it just lower and... I just felt like doing that for some reason. Why not? Save a trip, a bit of a trip there. Yeah, Bedford Point, the like southwesternmost point or something, so it might be that like parking lot with like the Easter egg and like the final King Courtney mission and stuff like that. Might be that like car park or something that has a stinger. I think I kind of do remember a stinger in this parking lot. Could be wrong though, but no, this is a stinger right here. Yeah, I definitely remember this in previous things, but yeah, I guess sometimes this one can be locked, so that will be kind of a problem. But obviously you just go back and forth till it's unlocked, and that's a reliable spawn. That's kind of one and only, like, reliable spawn location, it sounds like, for the Stinger, for a parked spawn, not obviously on the actual street and whatnot. Well, I guess since I already showed that one off, I'll just steal the one here on the street and save some time, why not? But yeah, that you weren't supposed to be able to get your Easter egg and like the final King Courtney mission location, that was the parked spawn as I showed earlier. Probably too late for that one, damn it, of course. Alright, next one is the Maniana. And yeah, that one's like a two-door, and it's kind of like cube-looking, I believe, in this game in particular. But I'm not entirely sure much on a Maniana, like, park location. But yeah, Maniana is driven in all three islands, and it's probably super easy to find it in the street, of course, for all three islands, I imagine. So it shouldn't be a hard one. So that one's probably not one that would be too needed for a parked spawn, but obviously, for a more reliable spawn, I'll be showing off a parked spawn, if there is one, of course. I just gotta get to the part in the GTA Wiki where I can find it and whatnot. Alright. The Amco Underground Car Park apparently has parked Manianas, it seems. Seems to be driven around a lot in the red light district, which is kind of where you start the game out, obviously, for the first hideout. And actually, apparently, the Shoreside Francis International Airport car park has one parked, so that's obviously the most convenient one for me. Alright. to stealing sporty vehicles, but no, not sporty vehicle wants to spawn here. Alright, that's the Maniana. And like other airport vehicles, it can be locked sometimes, apparently. So again, just basically revisit it and get to it again would basically be the strategy with that. However, yeah, if I do find one on the street, I'll just take that one, because the unlocked vehicle mechanics can be kind of really annoying sometimes, especially for quite a simple vehicle like that. Like the Stinger, I could see that one being locked because it's a sporty vehicle and stuff, but yeah. Like, come on, a simple Maniana being locked, that's annoying. Locked again, are you serious? Alright, for time to charm, hopefully. How is it locked 3 times in a row? A fucking simple Maniana, and that's not even sporty and shit, come on. Is that one over there? I sure hope so, because it's getting really annoying trying to get one. Yeah, I think this is one that won't be locked for sure. Alright, yep, so I'm taking this one. Screw going there 4 times, it's for it to be locked again. Alright, next one is the land Stalker. Yeah, that one's easy from the ride in the park off-road mission. You can just move that one out of the like location to start the mission. That's the easy way to get the land Stalker. And yeah, land Stalker, I've already seen it like spawn around this exact area, so it should be pretty easy to find. I imagine like all 3 of the sections of the city. Like this is one for example. But yeah. For a parked one, just go in like this area over here. Basically by this like pond here, and there's the one that's tied to the ride and park off-road mission that's required for the 100% completion. That's probably the best parked location, like the most guaranteed one, because it's pretty well known and whatnot. Unless someone knows one in Shoreside Vale that I don't really know on top of my head, and honestly, that would probably be better. But I don't think I should have to show that one off, because I've already shown it off in the 100% completion and whatnot. 4 vehicles left, the Stallion, and those couple next to be the Stallion. I've definitely seen the Stallion around here, and I imagine it's pretty easy to find on the streets in all 3 sections of the game. But I'll see if there's a parked one, nevertheless. Alright, there's one parked across from Joey's garage in Trenton. But yeah, Stallion's driven in pretty much every part of the city, so pretty easy to find just on the streets. And there's a Popo, of course. Yeah, busting me Popo a little bit. And yeah, since I'm going over to Staunton to get the other one, I guess I'll show off that park location for the land Stalker I was mentioning as well. For those unfamiliar with the ride in the park off-roading mission. Yeah, for those who just do story completion, that wouldn't mean too much. For the 100% completion, honestly, it matters a lot. And I saw it's a good landing, but yeah. Over here was the land Stalker I was talking about for the ride in the park off-road mission. But what you can do, obviously, is you can push it out the way with a vehicle. I think in the originals, you can even use your character's body to move out the way, and I don't feel that's really effective anymore in this definitive edition. That should be well out the way. I'll just go in the show it's a land Stalker. Yeah, it's an easy, guaranteed location for the land Stalker right there. Going into the previous vehicle again, since I'm over here anyways. Got to fool's money and whatnot. Okay, I think it mentioned something about being parked across from Joey's garage, so it should be close to where I'm at right now. Alright, yeah, here it is. And yeah, this is the park location for the Stallion. Again, it didn't require a park location for this one, because it's a pretty easy one to find on the streets. I just kind of like to show off the park locations, because it's kind of fun to go for park locations. Idaho, I think I literally saw a vehicle there and it just despawns. Weird. Alright, that's the Stallion. Next one is actually a pretty interesting one here, definitely one of the harder ones here, and that's the BF injection. And it's not necessarily hard, it's just that's a very particular spawn location. Similar to like this direct, you can not find that one parked, and you have to find it for the streets with like luck and whatnot. Yeah, BF injection is probably one of the harder ones in this list, considering how easy this list tends to be. Wow, I got jacked there, of course. Oh yeah. And actually, since it only spawns in Portland in a very particular area for the BF injection, I'll be going to Portland. Maybe I'll stick with the solo vehicle, because it only spawns at a certain time as well. Okay, I guess I might as well switch vehicles then while it moves. Gee, I was going to steal one of them and drove in the water, of course, for the Cheetah there. And yeah, For this vehicle to spawn, it is going to need to be a very particular, like, time range. So I'll be saving here a couple times so that the time is where it needs to be. Okay, of course the weapons don't want to spawn again. But yeah. I'll explain more obviously as I get to kind of. But yeah. For the BF injection, back in GTA 3, the BF injection was a super rare vehicle. But yeah. Back in Grand Theft Auto 3, that was the days where the BF injection was not like a very common vehicle like it is with like Vice City and onwards. But yeah. BF injection is actually a pretty rare vehicle. It only spawns at like 20 o'clock to 6 o'clock. But yeah. Gotta go to where Misty's apartment is in GTA 3, wherever her apartment was. It was somewhere in Hepburn Heights, I'm pretty certain of it. Just gotta find the right part here. Maybe it's this one, I don't know. But I'm in the right time range, so I just gotta find the right, like, location. Okay, really tell me none of these are the right area for the BF injection yet, like, actually. I swear I felt it was like with these kind of like icons here, one of these like areas with like these icons, I felt it was definitely Misty's apartment. So like, where is it? Cause I mean, it's literally between 20 and 6 o'clock. Swear I feel I remember it being right in this spot. I'm going on the page on GTA Wiki in case I am in the wrong place. But yeah, it's supposed to spawn between 26 o'clock at Misty's apartment, which was obviously a place he went to in a very early mission in Grand Theft Auto 3. Okay, weird. The import and export page for GTA Wiki says it's 20 to 6 o'clock, but yeah. On the like BF injection page it says like 18 o'clock to 23:59. So there's kind of conflicting times between two of the pages on the GTA Wiki. So I'm assuming since I'm not getting it here, I'm assuming that the time on the import and export page is wrong then. Alright, so I guess I have to save another couple times then. I'll save one more time, but yeah, the time could be kind of tight, but it shouldn't take long to get there regardless. As long as Cloud can jump up here, that would be nice, finally. But yeah, assuming the one on the actual BF injection page and not like the importing exporting page or whatever for the GTA wiki is the correct one, and it now should be the time I believe that I can spawn. I swear, I think I remember being here though. What the hell? Because I'm past the mission where it like spawns, being the Sayonara Salvatore mission, which isn't literally the first. Which is literally the first Staunton Island mission, like main mission, obviously. Okay, the fog, man, like really. Okay, here it is. I don't know why it wasn't spawning. But yeah. The time for that to spawn is between either 20 to 6 o'clock or it's 18 to 23:59, one of those two. So it's either a very particular 10-hour window or it's like a very particular like 6-hour window. 20 to 6 or it's 18 to 23:59, one of those two, I'm not exactly sure. Especially considering how the thing didn't want to spawn the greatest there. But yeah. Obviously, in the newer GTA titles, obviously the BF injection is a pretty common vehicle. But yeah, in this game, it's a very rare vehicle. It's literally only in that one like parked spawn location by Misty's apartment. It's basically, I think it's the same vehicle that Joey Leone works on in like the garage or something like that. So maybe that's why it's rare in this game or something. But yeah. Only parks in front of Misty's apartment, and it requires completing Sayonara Salvatore, which is the mission where the Leones become hostile, aka the very first Staunton Island, aka the very first Staunton Island main storyline mission. But that's basically all I can think of saying that's worth saying about the BF injection here for this particular game. Very interesting vehicle in this game compared to the rest of the series. And yeah, obviously from here it becomes a lot easier to spawn instead of having to go to a very particular location. Like yeah, you still have to do that obviously, but you can kind of spawn as much as you want once you get it. And all the other vehicles, the Shoreside Vale's import-export garage. Yeah, go on the waterfalls. Well, I kind of wanted to do that too, apparently. Even though I don't remember hitting that one. Yeah, that's finally the BF injection, considering it didn't want to spawn us a few times. Either because the time on the page I was on was wrong, or for like the later end of it, or yeah. Whatever, I forget what else I was going to say there. But yeah, Cabby. Cabby, that one's a pretty easy one. A pretty good cabby location. I actually kind of showed it off during like Taxi Driver, I'm pretty sure. The main street, like, taxi building, which is pretty close to Joey Leone's garage, I'm pretty sure, similar to, like, where the Stallion was at, kind of, is, like, over here with, like, the main street, like, taxi building that tends to spawn the caddies pretty efficiently in Portland if you want to go all the way over there for a parked spawn. Besides for that, it spawns pretty efficiently throughout the city. I imagine it's similar to the, like, main taxi in the game. But yeah, I don't really feel like going to that one. I feel that one's one of the more obvious, like, parked locations, so I'm probably just going to steal it on the street, quite frankly. That should have explained it good enough there, I imagine. Here's one right here, cabby. But you need both the taxi and the cabby in here. And then, yeah, just one last vehicle, and that will be it for the stream here. Last but not least is the Esperanto, which was one I did actually end up going in earlier, thinking it was Idaho. But I'll see if there's a parked location for it that I want to show off. Obviously, there might be multiple parked locations, but I want to at least just show off one. Alright, it's parked near the Rockford Hospital, which is basically where I did my paramedic mission. But yeah, the Staunton Hospital has a parked location for the Esperanto here, which was where I did like the hospital like mission thing. But yeah, sure, I'll go for the parked one to make it more interesting, kind of, rather than just doing a random one off the street when NPC just randomly runs my ass over, of course. Plus, I don't know if I'm literally finding one here. But yeah, it should be pretty easy to find. This is probably one right here, even. And of course, it kept wanting to move and move and move, but I'd rather get a sporty vehicle anyways. Well, that's my whole door broken off, apparently. Rip. I suppose since I'm going to Staunton, I'll show off the main street taxi thing as well, because it barely takes time to get to Portland when already being in Staunton anyways. But yeah, main street taxis, there's the cabbie right there. That's a pretty easy method of getting the cabbie. And yeah, I'll obviously go for that parked Esperanto I mentioned in the Rockford Hospital, which is Staunton Island's hospital. which is the exact one I did the paramedic side mission for early in the game for when first being in Stalker Island. I'm so curious if these yellow things have a huge hitbox. Okay, there's still like weird pop-in with the like parking lot there. This might be another like spawn location for the Stallion and then like Karuma respectively, by the way. Oh, it seems they actually fixed the like wider hitboxes, it seems, unless it was like this one or something. Oh, okay, yeah, no, they didn't. They sure did not fix that, that's for sure. Not yet, at least. I definitely don't think that's a thing in the original. And yeah, what the hell is that weird popping with the like parking lot here? It's so weird. Okay, apparently somewhere here is the Esperanto that I can spawn parked and all. Maybe it's not guaranteed park location then, I don't know. Okay, it said near the hospital. I guess not in the hospital, but like near it, I guess. So I guess I just read that wrong then. What the hell? Did my Infernus just despawn? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it definitely despawned. Weird. But yeah, somewhere nearby spawns the Esperanto, apparently near this hospital. Not in it, but near it. What the, I just went through it there, did I not? Wonder if that could be the one that talks about near it, though. I don't know. I didn't spawn there. But yeah, there's somewhere near the hospital. Apparently, it's a parked one. And yeah, I'll probably try to find it till I do find it, but yeah. That's the location if I end up finding one on the street or something. Okay, armor. I could definitely use some armor here. Not sure where else would have a parked like vehicle nearby or something though. Oh, at least I have another sporty vehicle here again. Can't tell Esperanto spawns in there. If it's not that, it's a nearby spawn by the hospital that has Esperanto. I don't know what is. Alright, and I'm just stealing one then. It's ridiculous. Idaho, of course. It gave me a similar looking one here again. Not the actual one I was looking for. I'll grab one on the way if I think something looks like the Esperanto. Because yeah, I clearly found one earlier in the stream. So obviously they spawn like right next to the garage as I've kind of shown off earlier. Like on the streets. Oh. Okay, almost an hour, 25 minutes on the stream. Apparently. Oh damn, that one barely just made under. Yeah, that's my little like fun game I like to play when waiting for the bridge. Is just hit vehicles and then drive into the water for some weird reason. I hope I get a lucky Esperanto spawn again near this garage here, obviously. Okay, I think that's one up there, I want to say, unless that's Idaho again. But no, I feel this one's definitely, it definitely looks like what I remembered it was. Oh, really, man? Punch me during the scene, that's ridiculous, man. But yeah, I got to play fetch there. And yeah. Again, like with the civilian-ish one in Portland, you get all 16 in like that exact like list order, starting from here with the Sentinel, Cheetah, Banshee, Idaho, Furnace, Taxi, Karuma, Stretch, Perennial, Stinger, Maniana, Stalker, Stallion, PF Injection, Cabby, and Esperanto. And yeah, I don't know if you have to pay some like small fee to get the vehicles, but yeah. Obviously being almost 100% complete, I have almost $4 million here, so yeah, obviously it's kind of a non-issue. And obviously you don't have to save the game, it doesn't like auto-save necessarily every time you like get a vehicle, and even then obviously there's manual saving and whatnot. So yeah, being able to spawn as vehicles from there can definitely be quite convenient. But yeah. Once I get to the safe house, that will basically be it for the stream, and I'll kind of talk about the plans for the next one. But yeah, getting very close to the end of the game here. Whoa, 90% as of the end of this stream here, 90% completion. But yeah, I got hidden packages still for Shoreside, and then one that's technically Sentinel Island that couldn't be obtained before due to the drawbridge not raising up until a certain point of the story. But yeah. That's basically the plan for the next part. Get the weapons I need here. But yeah. That is finally going to be it for this stream, of course, since I got the 90% completion so far. Only 10% of the game left, apparently, so yeah, very close to getting done as of this, especially, I would say. But yeah, next part is going to be the Shoreside Vale hidden packages. as well as the stunted one that can be obtained earlier with like the drawbridge. Like I mentioned, not being able to like raise and lower to a certain point in the story. So yeah, hidden packages for next part. Part after that will basically be rampages and probably unique jumps as well, because I don't see rampages taking an hour, but hidden packages I could see that taking an hour. And then yeah, like the final storyline mission as well. And that's basically it. So yeah, like a couple of few different things in the game left at this point. Very far in the game. That's gonna be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.